Hello and welcome everybody to the Skill Bharat Samman podcast. And today we have with us a very special guest. Sir, if you could please introduce yourself to the audience, it would be very great.
Well, my name is Nitin Williams, and I'm principal of Bluebells Public School, Jhansi. I'm the Jhansi Zonal Coordinator as well as one of the executive committee member of Association of Schools for Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand. Thank
Wow,
you.
sir. Very excited to have a podcast with you. And I'm the host for the day, Shreyaan Daga, the co-founder of OLL. OLL is a place where you can find any skill possible where you can learn it practically. So, very excited to have you on board, sir, for the meeting. And the first question from me is that, you are an example for all the schools in your area and nationally as well. So, we all would like to learn what are the steps you are taking to imbibe skill development in your students and how are you doing it? Like, so that we can just learn and copy paste it from you.
Well, thank you so much for asking this question. Actually, my way of dealing with the student is quite different. I always, invite my children that they should be free with me, and then they should talk to me. In fact, sitting in my office, it is better to stay out, and most of the time I stay in the field or near the classes where easily I can interact with the children. Normally, if you see previously years back, the children used to have fear of the principal. Maybe they never used to open their hearts. But my office is always open. If suppose if I'm sitting in my office also, then too they are free to come to my office. So that's how I make them very easy for make it very easy for all of them that they should come, and then they should open the heart. And from last 15 years we have been giving 100% of result in both ICC and ISC examination. My students, they know how to stand on the winning podium, because I make them stand and I stay with them and I train them on personally. I train them along with my sports teachers, along with my the teachers who are good orators, and maybe for debate or for any of the literary events, I stand personally with them, just to make them understand that okay, you don't have to fear for anything, because you have to face the world, and obviously there should be no fear. So that is how I try to make my children learn and to enhance their skills. On the
Absolutely.
other hand, if I talk about my class 12th and 11th class, I personally do finishing school division for my children, so that they may understand the interview skills. They should learn etiquettes, how to face interview, how to face the world, and how to be more humble and polite. That's it.
That's really great, sir. I mean, a complete holistic from the sports till, academics. The fact that you are looking into it personally is something that's very unique, that every school can learn from, is that the principal is not just a designation that they've got, it's a duty that they are taking up to make sure that it's executed properly. So a very, very great learning from you. Sir, today and in today's time, everybody's talking about, the most trending skill, which is technology and AI and robotics. So, what are your thoughts on this? Should we teach kids these skills, and how can we safeguard them from, misusing it? What are your thoughts on this, sir?
See, technology, it plays an important role in the life of the student. Nowadays, if you see, with mobile phones, with laptops, with desktops, and a number of gadgets what the children are using. But I personally believe that they have taken away the life of a child. Artificial intelligence is okay, that's fine. It to an extent where if you are using it, then it's okay. If a misuse, then most of the time you see that 70% children they are misusing. If I talk about the Gurukul system, years back, when the Guru and Shishya used to have a good relationship with each other, the Guru, whatever Guru used to teach, that used to be, that was a passion what the child used to have in themselves, and then they used to come up in a very special manner. But then on the other hand, now as we are going into a growing world, this AI is the most important thing, because they need to understand what are the skills, what are the technologies which are being used up, and that is just upgrading themselves. Like, may I tell you that every week, this is my habit from last many years, I watch a movie, not at home, but in a theater. Why? Just to understand artificial intelligence, what is actually going on in the world, how the things are coming up, so that I can be more upgraded, and then I can also upgrade my children. But then,
Hmm.
on like my personal views are, Gurukul system was the best system.
Right.
Thank you.
Absolutely. The fact that you are updated with today's time by watching movies is a great way to learn. And one of my questions is, so being a principal is like running a company. You have to pay salaries, you have to hire teachers, you have to execute. And what are your thoughts? Should kids learn how to run a company? Should they learn entrepreneurship? This is a personal question from me. I'll tell you after you answer what why. So yeah.
Well, see, the very first thing what the youngsters should learn now, they should become humble and polite. If they want to get their work done, obviously without this technology in your mind, and with your humbleness and politeness, you cannot win anyone's heart. It is rightly said that when you are humble, you're able to deliver your best speeches. If you are polite, you will be able to convince people. And in a company, if you have to run a company, see, it's always customers' delight, what we all look forward for. And that is what a person should always be. Being as a principal, I'm very open to all my students, to my teachers, even to the parents. They can easily approach me, they can easily come to me in the morning, before the arrival. I stand on the gate, just make sure that I have more and more of interaction. So that only becomes when you're humble and polite. If you are shy, if you are stubborn, if you are away from all these things, you'll sit in your office, and then what happens? Normally your humbleness, your politeness cannot run a wonderful company. That's it. Thank you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So the question why I asked is because I'm a young entrepreneur. I started off when I was in my school time, and that time I was 15 years old in the 10th grade, and now I'm 18. But we were on Shark Tank India season 2, funded by Piyush Bansal, Vinita Singh. So we've also, like, today we're teaching over 25,000 kids daily. So I wanted to know myself, how are you encouraging, kid entrepreneurs, student entrepreneurs, because we've seen that they really have great ideas. Yeah. So let's dive into the rapid fire round, sir. So in this, it's
For
basic.
sure.
I ask a question, you have to answer only in one word. Okay. So my first question to you is, if a student has a board exam and a national level competition at the same day, which one will you allow them to go for?
Obviously, see, academics is the most important thing. They can play any event anytime, but then board is the most important thing. The most important thing is academics.
Okay. My second question to you is, so if you could go back to school in today's time, what would you learn?
I would, go back, and I would learn all that what I have missed. The technologies what the children are using now. I should have been using that at that time.
Absolutely. My third question to you is, if you had all the resources in the world, what is it that you would introduce in your school for your students?
I'll introduce free education for all the children.
Wow.
That would that is what I would like to. If I have got all the resources, free education, and I would like to train people, and I would like to make n number of principals, n number of good teachers, n number of good the people who can really win the world and can bring peace in the world.
Absolutely. That's a really, really great idea of free education. And so, if you can share a personal experience of you learning a skill and it coming in use in your life, like a story about it or something that you remember. Yeah.
Well, years back, I remember when I was in class 8th, my maths teacher always used to say, I will break your knuckles. And she used to take the duster and she used to put it on our knuckles. But that is what, I have learned, because, the Pythagoras theorem or any of the formulas, anything, whatever wrong we used to do, the teachers during our time, they used to say that we are going to break your knuckles, but they never ever used to do this. It was a fear. But then these were the skills what we were able to learn with those fears. So that is the story I really enjoy, and I keep sharing it with all my students. That, see, my maths teacher, when I was in standard 8th,
Hmm.
at the time she made me learn how to remember the formulas, how to write down, uh, like how to solve out good mathematics. So she was the one to teach.
Correct, correct. Absolutely, sir. Thank you so much for giving your time on a Sunday evening. You've
Most
really come
welcome.
all the way, and yeah, even on a not working day, you are working, which really shows what you are saying you are really doing. Staying humble, doing the efforts outside of work as well. So, thank you so much for your time, and I really enjoyed talking with you.
Most welcome. Most welcome, and I wish you all the very best for your future endeavors, sir.
Yes, thank you so
You're a
much.
youngster,
Appreciate
but then
it.
I know that calling you sir means something different. Why? Because now you're becoming a sir.
Okay,
All
interesting.
the best for your future endeavors.
Thank
Thank you.
you. Okay.
Okay, God bless you.